Um, there is in my office slideshow on the wall screen. It has 158 slides, and these are what some of the first few look like. It's 384 years of the spirit of Banff, 192 years back, 192 years forward, going back to Richard Bright, so on. And then around slide 105, we get to this, the future, predicting what the future classification enhanced by technology will look like in the future. And for a long time, these slides have been just exactly the same, but on May 4th, something big happened that really was a peak experience over the past 30, 31 years. So it was always the intention that Banff would be digital, portable, morphometric, and AI-based, artificial intelligence-based. But that really hadn't happened until this month. So what these slides have been saying now for years is that Banff has progressed as far as it can in the low-tech route. Future major advances will require high-tech approaches, digital pathology, AI, etc. And what happened then on May 4th was that this article was published that is kind of like the realization of a long-standing dream of applying AI to Banff. An automated histological classification system for precision diagnostics of kidney allografts is from Alex Lupi's Paris Transplant Group, and is in one of the best journals, Nature Medicine. We have not had a Banff-related paper in Nature Medicine up to this time, or in any other journal of similar rank. So it was a really big deal from that point of view. And the design of the overall study is very exciting in how practically useful it is. In a large clinical trial, over 40% of the pathologic diagnoses were in error in some way and could be corrected using this system. The system is also being made available to everybody, all centers, so that anyone who wants to use it can. Yeah, it's just very, very exciting. So using a kind of Churchillian phrase, I've been calling this Banff's finest hour. And it makes you think about where else progress could be made and how far we could go. And actually in this month, it's been a lot of very fast-paced activity relating to AI and areas of interest to me. So this past Sunday, famous tech writer Yuval Noah Harari had a video in which he said that AI transparency, that is, identifying whether something is an artificial intelligence as opposed to a human, should be the first regulatory step. And I knew then that OpenAI CEO Sam Altman was testifying before Congress on Tuesday. And since we have been working in this area of AI transparency, there's this IIEEE standard that has these graphics that you see at the bottom right to indicate whether the entity you're talking to is an AI, a human assisted by an AI, or an AI assisted by a human. And there's not only visuals, but also auditory indications of that. And this will be, I think, the only worldwide standard for indicating this, and is likely, if we begin regulating things, this will be the first area in which that regulation will come in. So you may wonder whether, like, the resulting paper wouldn't have hundreds of authors, but it won't. There are only 10 of us working on this. There's a team of 10. Nell Watson is the lead person, but I think it will come out as a paper with only 10 authors, and one of our pathology residents, Lovejeet, is also part of this effort. So it has real local participation. So when Sam Altman did testify before Congress on Tuesday, I think he surprised everyone. People had assumed that he would be opposed to regulation and creation of new government AI agencies, but in fact, he endorsed those things, said that we really need them. He would push strongly for them. And despite whatever fantasies I may have had about influencing what he said, I don't think he needed outside influence to come up with these ideas. But it really was one of the most exciting Congress testifying sessions I've seen, and I felt we all had a real stake in the outcome. So, before that, I've been doing something that seemed quite rational to me, but it looked quite foolish after Tuesday. So there is a well-known economist, Robin Hanson, who does a lot of tech things in areas similar to my own interests. He's 30 to 60 times the impact that I have in terms of the number of views his videos get and the number of thumbs up and so on. So I thought it'd be really cool for the two of us to do a video together opposing AI regulation. But when Sam Altman, the CEO of the main company producing these exciting new AI entities, embraced regulation, the idea of doing this, it died quickly. I don't think it would be a good idea. It wouldn't be interesting, really. But now, what does the future hold? This date of 2045, the presumed point in time of the technological singularity where machines are smarter than the whole aggregate human race and take over running things in the world. You can only figure out what's going on by collaborating or joining with them in some way. Many of you watching this video will still be working then. What will medical careers be like then? Well, we think a challenge might be man-made diseases, bioterrorism, human enhancement. Maybe most of the regular diseases that we deal with now will be prevented or easily treated, and that social responsibility of medicine will probably be even more important than it is now. So the students in the course that I teach on technology and the future of medicine came up with this idea of doing a time capsule over the 20 years between 2025 and 2045. Alex Lupi visited here recently, and he took away a second copy of many of the items that we've started to accumulate to put in the time capsule. So that's sort of cool. Maybe he will create another time capsule in Paris. The student who came up with this idea is Pram Fenakunwela. And so what kind of things would be in there? Well, one of the things would be this issue of New Trail from winter 2015. Now, if you go into the New Trail website, you'll see that every issue since this one is there and can be downloaded, and this issue is not there. You can only download it from my website, Just Machines, and I sent a copy to each of you, so you have it along with the automated Banff article. But it won a major award as the Alberta Magazine of the Year. And why would it have anything off-putting? Well, one of the perhaps off-putting things is the idea of humans as pets. And yeah, you might wonder about that. But if you look at this graphic, the pet human here really doesn't look like he is terribly disadvantaged compared to the other free-range humans there. But anyway, back in 2015 when this came out, it stimulated the following poem from me: pets who trust, that will be us, spending the night between the front door and the screen door. A bear was spotted in Emily Murphy Park region, so on Wednesday night we decided to keep our cat in. It was not a popular decision, with the cat in question who kept charging all the doors head on. But we were steadfast in our resolve to provide protection against bears, coyotes, and their brethren. We closed the doors and went to bed thinking all was just fine and nothing bad would happen to our favorite feline. During the night, there was not a sound. No cat noises intruding in our dreams were found, and the next morning, we awoke to a catless house landscape and thought, how can this be? He could not escape. We opened the front door and were astonished to discover the cat between that door and the screen door did hover, making nary a sound, but eager to eat, seeming unperturbed with a small pile of cat fur below his feet, but otherwise unscathed, and seeming to say, I totally trust you. I knew you would come through. You always do. Now, today, Steve Wozniak of Apple fame says we will be pets. He makes that claim, says intelligent robots will make pets of us and keep us around as a nature bonus. They will be as good masters as we are to our pets today, and joining our cute antics. Hooray, hooray. I'm sure there will be occasional screen door miscalculations, but the bots will also provide us with amazing augmentations. And when the relationship goes slightly awry, we can relax, knowing we will again see the sky, and can say to our benevolent bot, to whom we owe such an awful lot, I totally trust you. I knew you would come through. You always do. So we don't know for sure it's going to be like that. And I must admit, there are some other things in this issue of New Trail that people also found disturbing. Perhaps the idea of humans growing gills and having radiation-resistant patina on their skin, so they're able to travel in space where the radiation levels are quite high. So that is, though, quite timeless content. I think what's in there will be as valuable reading years from now as it was when it came out in 2015. My other timeless content is a video on countering Eliezer Yudkowsky's AGI list of lethalities, the way that Eliezer Yudkowsky claims that AI is going to kill us all, and I claim that AI can provide a utopia. So this video profile picture you probably recognize as Pamela Brett McLean, was the head of Arts and Humanities and Health and Medicine. She has been a good friend to me over decades, and she picked the picture for that profile picture, and I'm happy to use it. It seems this is far and away my most successful video ever, with 20 thumbs up. AI researcher Rich Sutton is also a very important influence on me, and he and I are good friends. And in 2015, I went with him to the Strathern Summer Festival. It's a suburb of Edmonton, and they had poetry as part of that festival, and I walked around reciting in various parts of the venue technology-related poetry, and Rich stuck with me and commented on it throughout the day, and we have a video of that. And so here is a poem that I wrote that is related to his ideas of what should happen and how we should treat AI when it's smarter than we are. Big picture wish for diversity, solving the general case saves the human race. In January 2015 in Puerto Rico, AI researchers tossed to and fro ideas of how to contain machine superintelligence and how it requires supervigilance to keep AIs hemmed in so they can't do us in. Enslaving the bots is necessary so they can't decide they don't want nary any humans around. Suspicions abound. No trust will be found. All drones will be downed. With evil, primeval, exuding from every bot navel. But isn't it possible that humans will be able to build in friendly demeanor in the bots manufacture, so that as long as we treat them with respect, they will be equally friendly and circumspect, and empathy and high regard can flow in both directions between us and them with the proper introspections. For both us and them, a win-win situation to go through life with good cooperation, and we each find strength and diversity, and human bot teams save the day. And every other day after that, well, why not? And then as the AIs become smarter even, they will still want us around in their Garden of Eden. Our welfare and theirs will be tied together. That will be the plan forever. Yeah. So, Rich Sutton makes the case for ambition in artificial intelligence research. He calls this eyes on the prize. Within your lifetime, AI researchers will understand the principles of intelligence, what it is and how it works, well enough to create beings of far greater intelligence than current humans. This will change everything, the way we work and play, our senses of identity, the goals we set for ourselves, and our societies. It will be the greatest intellectual achievement of all time, an achievement of science, of engineering, and of the humanities, whose significance is beyond humanity, beyond life, beyond good and bad. I call it the prize. The prize is a great and glorious goal. Ambitious AI researchers should keep their eyes on the prize. And you may wonder about the statement there about beyond humanity. In this Rich Sutton statement, beyond humanity, I think, is exactly what we need. There are many things that humans alone cannot figure out. We cannot get to Star Trek future that's equitable for everyone with just human input. I think we could only figure that out with AI help. And there are many other challenges like that where with humans and AI working together, we can accomplish many things that we could not do with humans alone. So this new way of thinking also needs new music, and we have an album coming out with the future and all that jazz, Mallory Chipman and Brian Rain. The album release is expected on Future Day, March 1st, 2024. We already have the first track, and our model for the album is Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon from 50 years ago. You may know the remarkable thing about that album was the way in which the whole album was one continuous experience. The same musical themes reappearing in different tracks, different songs. And so that's exactly what we're trying to do now, 51 years later. And the musicians and poets are actively working on that content. Now, you're probably familiar with these 24 challenges of humanity and the idea that we could address those all with AI. And it may seem to you that maybe we should have done that before we create the music, but that's not what we're doing. We're going to create the music first. So our albums can become music to create an AI agency by, or music to regulate AI by, music to have the 2024 Banff meeting in Paris by, or music to wait for the start of biopsy rounds by. So we're leading rather than following and ahead of the game. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the presentation. And I would be happy to answer any questions you may have. Yeah. So any thoughts or questions about that? It's mercifully short, only 27 minutes. So.
Well, we'll look forward to the music part when it appears.
What?
I said look forward to the music.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I can paste it. We have the first track, and so this is the YouTube link to the first track. And we are actively working on the rest. So I'll just put that in the chat.
You think you'll be at the blue chair?
I don't know where we will do it. I suspect that the blue chair will play some role. Yeah, I think so. And you know, there is a mandatory interaction with Leonard Cohen, who strongly influenced me, and also Rod Stewart. I've started doing Rod Stewart 50th birthday events for people where I pretend to be Rod Stewart with a Rod Stewart wig, and that's going quite well. A lot of people don't know what to do for their 50th birthday. So it seems like a pretty good thing to them. And then Rod Stewart is coming here. I may have mentioned this before, August 15th. That's a Tuesday. He's playing at Rogers Place. And I have an entourage of 14 people going there. And I'll wear the Rod Stewart wig that evening. So at Rogers Place, there'll be two Rod Stewarts, the real one and then the fake Kim Solez one on August 15th. Well, thanks for putting up with this. I